Hey, hello. Oh, I forgot to zoom in. Oh, I'm such a noob. Yeah, okay. Good morning and let's go, Elminson. Hello. Good that you're here. Thank you for saying hi. If you're here, if you're watching live, say hi in chat. That way I know that I'm not entirely alone here. Yoris as well. Hi. I'm such a streamer noob, still have to set up everything here, but it will be fine. That's weird, actually. Why is this chat upstairs? Oh, anyway. Murillo, I guess. Hi, and Space Ray Gun. Great timing, right? I agree. How's it going, Juan Quinto? It's going great, and yeah, excited, very excited. I was at a meetup yesterday evening, was doing a talk there, and that was really nice as well. I enjoyed it very much. Actually, it's a talk that I've given a couple of times before, and in half a year or something like that, I'm going to publish it on this channel as well. 2 seconds to catch the stream. That's right on time. Space Ray Gun. And the Murillo pronunciation, I don't know if if that's the way I pronounced it the first time, but Murillo Magalhaes, Magellan, yeah, Magalhaes. I don't know how to pronounce that, but wasn't that like the explorer person who I don't know, didn't discover America, but something with maps, I think. I don't remember. Anyway, good that you're here, folks. Today I just I want to take a look at this here. Magellan. Yeah, this one, the Portuguese explorer, right? Ferdinand Magellan, known for planning a Spanish expedition out to the East Indies, actually. Now, no audio, or just you. I hope it's just you. Otherwise, it would be very awkward. No, because Murillo said I pronounced the name correctly, so I know someone is at least hearing me. It's a pretty common Portuguese Brazilian name, that's fair. Are the results out now? And you submitted as well, Pratik. Yes, the results are here. Audio is fine. Yeah, sure. It's a you problem, James, and not a me problem. Anyway, hey, great to see all you folks here. I'm super excited about that. That's awesome. The 100 million row challenge, it's done. It's completely done, and what a ride it has been. This is like the progress of the top 3 contestants, and we started tracking this the 1st of March, and they were around 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds there. Actually, they started at around 10 seconds, I think, was like the first real real entry, but they optimized it all the way to 2 seconds. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe I should clarify. We organized this contest for the past couple of weeks where we had to, let me show you here, the 100 million row challenge in PHP. The goal was to parse a number of CSV rows into a JSON file, basically, and you had to do it as quickly as possible, and people just went absolutely nuts on this challenge. Over 200 people submitted. Well, many people closed their pull requests as well, because they were like, we're not gonna win, which is unfortunate, because you had a chance of getting a participation prize as well, but prizes are done now. So if you haven't received a message yet, you haven't won anything. I'm sorry for that, but it was really, really cool. I want to, by the way, give a special shout out to Mark as well for helping out. Mark is actually the person who, it's X-Haven here, he won, but he also helped out reviewing a lot of pull requests to make sure that no weird code was running on my server, and he also, as you can see, led the way. He's the blue line here, with several improvements, like these jumps. These were interesting points, especially this one. That was crazy to go from 2.5 seconds all the way to almost 2. That was a good day. And yeah, so we organized this challenge, and people submitted lots of pull requests that we reviewed, and then we benchmarked them, and eventually the top 3 fastest solutions won, basically. And I'm in the process now of figuring everything out. They're gonna win some elephants. I have the Tideways elephant here. It's a pretty nice one, don't you think? It's a new one, and yeah, very cool design. I really like it. I got one as well. But yeah, I'm sending them these, and then the PHP Storm elephant. You can see it over there in the blurry background. Hang on, there. But it's a bit blurred, and I'm not gonna grab it because I'm wired up. Anyway. So they're getting that, and then some JetBrains licenses, and Mark is also getting a Tideways license because Tideways was sponsoring the event as well. Super cool. We had so much fun. We also did a single core contest, by the way, and we grabbed one winner from there. So that's really nice. Single core, by the way. So this is multi-core, of course. Multi-threaded, I should say, or multi-core. Actually, no, 2 seconds to parse 100 million rows, and then the single one did it in 9.2 seconds. So that's pretty impressive as well. Just one process to parse everything. So yeah, really, really, really cool. We're gonna walk through Mark's solution here, and I don't know if I'll be able to understand what's going on. Sami, I guess, you're asking how possible with PHP 100 million rows to read in 2 seconds. Yeah, I don't know either. I do not understand. And I don't know if I'll be able to understand after this stream, but I'll give it my best and give it a try. I asked the winners to send me an email to explain their solution. For one, because I needed to verify that they kind of understood what was going on. That was pretty important, because I didn't want them to just copy other solutions with it and then not understanding how it worked. They had to put in some effort themselves. And I also wanted to understand it myself a little better. I have to warn you, I've read through it one time. I don't understand how it works. This is Mark's solution. Let me zoom out a little bit. This is Mark's solution, and actually I wonder if it. Well, I'm gonna zoom in again. Let's see. No, we can just generate. I don't know the commands anymore. Generate data. Generate. Let's generate 1 million rows here. Yeah, what was it? Data generate. Yeah, 1 million rows. Let's go. And while that is going, it will take a couple of seconds. Let's try if Mark's solution works here. There's one remark, is that they all top contestants, they really optimize their solution rather for the specific data set on the benchmarking server. They didn't have access to that data set. It was secret, but still they really did some stuff here, which I don't yet understand. So I don't know if I now generate a new data set, what that will do, but let's try data parse. Oh yeah, I need to. I actually don't remember the. Oh, hang on. Benchmark. I can figure out benchmark run command. What was it? Data parse. Oh yeah, input path and then output path. Sure. Let's see here. Data parse input path is. Actually, you know what I can do? Benchmark run number 3, because that's Mark's pull request no verify, like this, and then I can copy the command. Hang on, it should. I hope it still works. I haven't touched this in 3 days. I mean, who knows what would happen in 3 days? But yeah, okay. Here we have the command. Hang on. Yeah, Tempest data parse and then real data. Oh yeah, I need to. That's what I need to do. And then we'll do it like this. I should have set all of this up before, right? And I need to change the path because I think I stored it in data.csv. No. I don't know. Input path. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So that apparently doesn't work. Phil, it's the wrong path, right? Maybe I should get rid of the quotes. I don't know. Okay. It works. And then do it like this, I think. I think this should work. Yeah, okay, it did. It actually did parse the thing. Good. Let's open the. I didn't time how long that took. But okay, so this is what's being generated by Mark's command. So it's taking that. Ooh. Yeah, it's taking that JSON file, that CSV file rather. This one. It's taking this one and then it's parsing it into JSON. That's 100 million, yeah, right? Yeah. Did I make a mistake in the video title? I hope I didn't. It is 100 million rows. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and so what I want to do now is to try and understand how this works. This is Mark's solution, and but he wrote me a guide. And I'm gonna try to walk through it. And yeah, oh, I said generate a million. No. I wanted to generate 100 million. Yeah. Okay. We were good. So let's see what happens. I have the code. Maybe what I should do, hang on, is to open a new file here and then do it like this. Yes, and then just a little bit of preparation here, like so, and then let's just go up. There's a shorter shortcut for that, but it doesn't matter. Like so. Now I can properly copy it, I think. Okay. Hey Brent, my solution works in the following way. first I built the date table, pre-generating all dates from 2021, blah, 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 to 2026. I also pre-built the JSON prefix here. I don't know what the JSON prefix is. Hang on. So the first thing he does is build the date table. I think that's this code. I think that's all of this, right? So a date table, and then JSON prefix. I don't know what JSON prefix does. Yep. No clue. Okay. Then I built the next char table, which basically builds a single string byte indexed array to get around PHP's slower integer indexing. What? But that's this part. I have no idea what that is about. Oh, I pressed the wrong button again. Oh, hang on. Okay. There's something in my glasses. I don't know. What is that? There's this function in PHP, apparently, char, generate a single byte string from a number. And I don't know, is that, what did they say? To get around PHP's slower integer indexing. Okay, let's just assume that's why it's needed. Adrian, by the way, is saying, you're driving together with me. That's nice. Line 95 is JSON indexing. Okay. So let's just check. PHP, the char function returns a 1-character string containing the character specified by interpreting code point as an unsigned integer. This can be used to create a 1-character string in a single byte, encoding such as ASCII, ISO, or Windows, blah, 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 by passing the position of a desired character in the encodings mapping table. However, note that this function is not aware of any string encoding, and in particular cannot be passed a Unicode code point value to generate a string in a multi-byte indexed and so yeah, I don't know what it does. Let's see, how can a string be faster than integer? Oh, this is so annoying with the chat. Than array indexing. That's insane. Yeah, I also don't understand, but we'll just have to go with it. Joris asks, was AI allowed? Yeah, it was allowed. And from what I can tell, I think top contesters, they did use some AI for small parts, but the things that Mark is writing here, he knew these things or he figured them out without the use of AI. I mean, he kind of guided AI in right ways, but it's not that he was just prompting AI and came up with this. So yeah, just ask AI to add comments for watch code block. Yeah, no, yeah, we can do that as well, but I want to understand it. AI cannot do novel problem solving. You need, and in my experience, like for these kinds of things, it can still be helpful, but you do need someone in the driver's seat to properly, do it. I do a small slug lookup by looking at the first 138 kilobyte of data, which I discovered is enough to get all the slugs. Interesting. So I think that's this part. Well, he opens a handle here, which he, I think, reuses, but I think he's talking about this. To find out all the slugs. And this is what I mean with optimize for the data set. It's and this was totally fine. This was within the rules of the contest. It was one data set on the benchmarking server. It was private, but it was always the same data set, right? So they could optimize for that, and they definitely did. PHP array is a hash table, so any int will be converted to string as input for the hash function anyway. Interesting. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, that makes sense indeed. So actually what I want to try, yeah, what is this? This var dump character 1. Okay, so yeah, okay. I understand. How do you get the binary representation? PHP get binary of string, something like that. Convert string to bin. Is it bindes? Yeah, no. I just want to see like, or is it that's bin? Of course. No, also not. Must be an int. Now we're dealing with a string. I don't know. How do you get like the binary? And I think this char function always returns. Yeah, it returns 1 byte, right? And then apparently that's more efficient than. Let's actually see for each or while is smaller than var dump. What was it? Sure, I equals 0. I plus plus. Yeah, so it's just a fixed map of unique bits in 1 byte, I reckon. I remember that there was a solution that relied on the fact that there is a fixed number of possible URLs and a number was taken from the generator itself. Yeah, true. Yeah, that was I remember that one as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. I keep the handle open so that I don't have to reopen the file every time I work with it, which also helps with system overhead. Actually, I think that he's talking about this part over here. It's this handle that's being reused multiple times. Yeah, every line has the same format. So 25 characters. Prefix. Yeah, by the way, let me show you that. This was the input file, right? And yeah, it always started with a URL, and this part was always the same. And then came the path, and then came the date of the visit. So that's what he's talking about here. So 25 characters prefix, then a random slug from the 268 numbers, possible slugs, then a comma, then a timestamp of the new line. And I think, let's see, can we see that somewhere here? I don't know what this part is. That means that I did a terrible job converting this to comments. Let's see. That means every slug is 52 bytes plus slug length. Yeah, okay. After slug discovery, I create a slug lookup map, keying everything with the last 22 characters of the URLs, which is the smallest unique part. Oh yeah, interesting. Okay, so, but where is that happening? Now over here we're already creating sockets and multiple processes, right? So I think that's happening over here. I think. I created a stride telling me how long each line is and a base index. Okay, I'm sick of this. I did something. I'll just do it like this. I don't know where this part comes into play, but we'll see. A stride telling me how long each line is, and a base index telling me that the slug's counterpart starts in the build array. Then I pack both into a single integer, the stride in the upper bits and base index in the lower 20. Maybe that's this part as well. Or maybe it's over here. I honestly can't tell. Something with storing things in an optimized way in an array. That's what I get from this. So we'll know which counter I will have to increment and where to look for the next line. Okay, I went with a bit shift of 20 because the base index has to hold so many values which can comfortably fit in to the 20th. 2 to the 19th would be too small, 2 to the 21st would be overkill. Then comes a simple file split. I actually think this is the file split. I think all what he's saying here has to do with this part, actually. I'll just place it here. I don't know. We'll ask AI in a second to explain it as well. Then comes a simple file split. I make 8 segments of the file. Each segment will be given a worker. Yeah, so 7 plus a main thread. Each worker allocates so many null byte string, where each byte is a counter for a slug date pair. Each worker then reads the given segment in chunks, which proved to be the best for whatever reason. Bigger is supposed to be better due to the less syscalls, but hey, it's PHP. We find, we're going here. I think this is the worker part, I think. Let's assume it is. Yeah, but we're forking here. So this is where he's making workers for like splitting the work across several processes. We find the last new line for each chunk and we iterate backwards from there. We already know that P is a new line, so we can use it to offset things. I'm like totally lost, I have to admit. Like, I cannot understand anymore, or don't really have the patience to understand. So this will give us the last 22 characters. Then we can look it up in our previously built slug map, and we'll call this slug base index. Okay, so just for reference, the top 3 people, I know that they were all on the Discord server. They spend hours and hours just optimizing all of this. There's a slug base thing here. There's a slug base thing here. I just noticed that. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. I think this has something to do with the slug base thingy. They spent so many hours on this, days. There was one person who said he wasn't allowed. He had to sleep on the couch because he was just spending so much time with it. That's maybe not super healthy. We get the 7 character date key that we built in the date table. You combine it with the slug base index, you get a counter position. We jump back, see the slug map building step. I'm like, this is all beyond my pay grade. No, but exactly, I don't understand. Going backwards with a slug map, you know exactly how much to jump and where, which is massive in the hot loop. The loop unrolling, the weird duplicate lines. This, right? This is the loop unrolling, I think, yeah. Is there to reduce loop overhead. So you're doing multiple things in one iteration. I think that's what that is about. Finally, I merge the results from the workers and the main thread, chunk splitting to circumvent the 255 sized counter limit. Then use sodium. I can search for that. Sodium. Here we are. Sodium to sum all the results together. Then comes the final file writing. We go over all the slugs and create the JSON looking monstrosity. That's this part that I recognize. We're writing new lines here, and then some curly brackets. We skip 0 count entries and pre-format every line. This part is fairly easy to understand. And that's how you parse 100 million rows in 2 seconds in PHP. I hope this is clear enough. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, he says. Yeah, it's absolutely clear. Reading the same sentence multiple times and still not knowing what I've just read. I mean, exactly. Maybe build a library around it if possible. This reminds me of a fast inverse square root. It's great, fantastic, indispensable algorithm, but just takes so much brain power to comprehend. Is this kind of a code a risk or a boon? What does boon mean? I don't know. Also, the audio was a me problem. Thank you, James. Jameson. Thank you for following up on that. It was a you problem. I appreciate that. So clear, no follow-up. I hope this is clear enough, he says. This is beautiful. The thing is, like, no one in their right mind would write this for a real problem. I mean, this is very highly optimized to win the challenge, but still, I think it's interesting to know and see what you can do and how far you can push PHP. And I actually think, like, there is nothing complicated PHP related here. I mean, we're using that character function, single byte character function, which I didn't know. Then we do open some file handles and some string related functions. No rocket science there. File stuff again, int div. I mean, super simple stuff. Then we create sockets and PCNTL to be able to have multiple processes. Also not really rocket science if you've heard or tried this out yourself. It's just it's pretty boring code, and that's basically it as far as I understand. The rest is just binary stuff, so there is very little PHP here. I mean, of course it's all written in PHP, but there is nothing complex when it comes to the PHP side. It's just that combining everything. Oh, and there's sodium as well. Interesting. Didn't I use IG binary before? Yeah, I think. But yeah. Oh, yeah, there was something with this unpack thing as well. What does that mean? Unpack. Let's see. Unpack data from a binary string. C pack. PHP pack. No. PHP pack. Pack data into a binary string. And then unpack it. Yeah. Interesting. I have an off-topic question. Is Tempest does Tempest consist from one or several packages? And if from several, how do you maintain versioning of each package? Do you have a centralized strategy like Symfony does? Sorry for going off topic. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a good question. Let's quickly go off topic. Tempest. It's all in a monorepo, and we subsplit our packages on release. So everything is maintained in this repository. And if you go to packages here, you can see these are all the packages we have. And then they are just split, just like Symfony does, although we use a slightly different setup into separate packages. And then we have the same versioning across all packages. So all packages follow the same version, whether they have changes or not. It's all just bumped automatically because that way we keep our sanity and don't have to like have some packages on older versions compared to others that wouldn't work very well. So yeah. There's a lot of string manipulation. Juan Quinto is summarizing it here. Really appreciate that. A lot of splitting and stitching. Exactly. Some bits here, some bits there, some string stuff, some processes. Sprinkle in some what was it, sodium, and then you have this monstrosity. Oh no, this solution that honestly I don't understand. What I find really interesting is that I know Mark did several iterations of this. I mentioned IG binary before. He I think once or twice completely rewrote it from scratch, taking another approach. So that was interesting. It shows that he and the other top contesters as well, they really knew what they were doing, to some extent at least. I was going to ask AI to comment all of this. Hang on. Let's see what it comes up with. I have to zoom in again, but let's see. Let's do Claude. Yeah, sure. Explain what parser.php does as if I was a 15-year-old junior programmer. Add comments in the file to make it clear. Actually, let's also move myself up a little bit here so that you can see. We don't need terminal. We don't need this commit. There we go. Sorry for bumping. And then we'll zoom in again. I know. So let's Claude do it. If you see garbage collect disable used in the code, you know someone has gone too far. Yeah, this one I know what it does. It disables the garbage collector, right? Which the circular reference collector, it's called in PHP, but then the function is called GC for garbage collector. Interesting. Yeah, but in this case, I think it makes a lot of sense because the PHP on the benchmarking server, it had 12 gigabytes of RAM available. So you just keep everything in memory and you don't waste time on garbage collection, which is handled by PHP in the background, right? So smart choice. Another small improvement people did that they didn't notice up front. So the command to parse this is this, right? So Tempest data parse, and there's this data parse command, and I was just running this, right? It didn't do much, but it started. It parsed the timer, and actually this was from the first iterations where we weren't using a benchmarking tool, which we did in a later phase. But yeah, people kind of figured that booting Tempest cost a couple of milliseconds. So let's see, they added this part, which was totally allowed. So if the command was data parse, just require the file, the parser, and call it directly instead of going through the framework, which is also why my input arguments didn't give these weird errors. Actually, I now realize, I was like, is there a bug in Tempest? But no, it's just because they're skipping framework booting altogether. So this is one part that I understand gave some improvement. I think our friend Claude is done. So let's see if we can figure out what happens here. A high performance log file parser. This class parses a massive CSV file. Like, I think that 15-year-old junior in the prompt actually did some good here. Containing blog visit data. Each row looks like this, which is already wrong. But okay. It counts how many times each blog post was visited on each date. Why is this code so weird? Because speed is everything when processing 100 million rows. Normal PHP code would take forever. This uses crazy optimizations like parallel processing, 8 workers counting different parts of the file at once. It's actually 7 workers, Claude, and 1 main process, but bit packing, storing 2 numbers in 1 variable. That's why the pack thing is. You see, yeah, I think I know what the packing is about. You have if you have a variable in PHP, it automatically reserves 2 bytes or even more, which you don't need that much memory space. There is just too much overhead. There's many empty bits, basically, or 0 byte bits. And so you can actually store multiple things in 1 variable. Yeah. Now, I think I've used this before, actually, in a very dark past. I don't know. Using character codes as counters, which is faster than incrementing integers. Loop unrolling, doing 12 things per loop instead of 1. Yeah, that's what I understood. Claude had a lot of comments. Disable garbage collection. Yes. How many parallel workers use? Like having 8 people count simultaneously. I really appreciate the effort of Claude here. We need to convert date strings like this into simple numbers like this. Okay, this is faster than comparing strings all over and over again. Interesting. Here's 1 to 6 means, yeah, this the last digit is stored in the data. Okay, and then maps. Yeah, okay. Oh, so yeah. The dates. This is a map, so that we can use the numeric IDs, and at the very end, I reckon we map it back to the string representation. Smart. Date count, date prefixes, pre-built JSON strings for output, saves time later. Yeah, this is what Mark was talking about. Okay. Actually, AI is doing a better job than Mark explaining what it is. Figure out how many days in this month. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is date stuff. Let's just read these comments here. Instead of doing count plus plus, which is slow, we use characters as counters because that's very obvious. Character 0 means 0, character 1 means 1, etc. This lookup table lets us quickly get the next character. So next 5 gives us 6. It's like adding 1 but faster. I actually understand now what this does. Yeah. Discover all unique blog post URLs. Read the beginning of the file to find out all the different blog post URLs. We assume all unique slugs appear in the first so much kilobyte of data. Yeah. Then we parse through the data to extract the new slugs. Okay. That part we got from Mark's explanation as well. Then we build an optimized slug lookup map. This is a clever optimization. We pack 2 pieces of info into one number. This is the back stuff. The line length, so we know how far to jump to the next line. The base index, where this slugs counts start in our array. Yeah, something like that. And we use bit shifting. The top bit store line length, bottom bit store index. Yeah, so that's the smart trick there. This way, one lookup gives us everything we need. Divide file into segments for parallel processing. Okay, we got that. Yes. Then we spawn the workers. Workers communicate results back through Unix sockets. That's pretty standard. And then we do this is the loop. This is the big part, right? Which is unrolled 12 times for speed. So which means we're doing just multiple steps in one iteration. Each iteration extracts 22 characters that identify the slug, extract 7 characters for the date, combine to get the array index, increment the counter at that index, move positions backwards by line length. Yeah, so yeah, that's clear. And then the main process handles the last segment. While children are working, the main process handles segment 8. Ah, okay. Oh, that's clever. And that's why, yeah, there's 2 times the same code here, because the main process, okay, so there are actually 8 workers. The main process, it has to wait until all workers are finished, and then the main process has to stitch everything together. And so while it's waiting, it might as well do some work itself. That's clever. And then this is the place where we wait until all the workers are done, actually. And then we merge it and we write the JSON output file. Hey, I did learn a couple of things now thanks to Claude. That's cool. So yeah, that's basically how you parse 100 million rows in PHP in 2 seconds. That's easy. So yeah, folks, this was a really fun challenge to do. And what I found, the thing that stood out to me the most is that the top contestants here, they were on the Discord server, and many more people as well. And they were, I can show you actually over here. They were just going back and forth, sharing ideas, kind of working together, but also against each other, because at some point I know Mark was hiding his commits. So he made his commit, it benchmarked, and then he removed his commit because he didn't want others to look at it, which it was like the rules stated that you could look at other pull requests because there was no way of avoiding that. You couldn't copy it. So they were always kind of working together. But it was just really nice to see how so many talented developers came together and arrived at this solution. And I never imagined 2 seconds, almost sub 2 actually. And I think sub 2 is possible, but the challenge ended, so they ran out of time. It just so nice to see them work together, and yeah, just being passionate about programming. And you know, there is in real life situations, there are probably you'll never need to do all of this, but there might actually be some cases where you might get some benefit applying some of these tricks. You know, this challenge originated by me. I don't know if you remember, but I had to process the analytics data of my blog here, and it took 5 days. And together with the input of many other talented developers, I was able to get that down to 10 seconds. So, and that is actually impactful. I didn't have to run my Mac for 5 days straight. I could do it in 10 seconds. That was yeah, pretty good. So I'm not saying that this solution has will do like has any real life value, but still there are so many things people can learn from it, and I think that's pretty impressive. What I would do different the next time is because yes, there might be next time actually. Next time we do this kind of contest, we will keep the submissions secret for everyone. I think that will be more fun, because now we had some stuff like where we think some solutions actually stole from others, and we had to disqualify those. Just straight up copying. I mean, that wasn't really in the spirit of the contest, right? And but it will be also fun to see if you can see each other's timing and benchmark result, but not know how they got to it. I think that will be give another dimension to the challenge. So yes, we will probably do a second edition. Not right now. It will maybe take half a year, and we'll set something up so that people can submit their pull requests in a private way. So can you create a quick example to replace using integers with chars? I don't know. I'm not gonna touch this code. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like quick example. They or do you mean just a standalone thingy? You experiment with it on your own and let me know how it went. Yeah, I think this is super impressive, and it was really fun to do all of this. I'm also so happy that it's done now, because we were manually reviewing all the commits here. So every time someone made a new commit and wanted a new benchmark, we actually read through the changelog to make sure that they weren't doing anything weird, because this was all running on my server, it's just on the floor there. It's a Mac Mini that's laying on the floor, and I didn't want anything weird happening. So yeah, and again, props to Mark, who won the contest, but he also helped out so much with reviewing hundreds, thousands of commits actually. So yeah, I think really cool, and yeah, I'm excited for the next edition. The next edition will be something different. I was thinking to maybe do something with an ORM. Might be an interesting problem. Very much higher level than what we were doing here, but still could be an interesting challenge to optimize. So that's one idea. Maybe it will be something else. We'll see. But yeah, that's coming somewhere in the future. I'm now going to send some elephants to our winners. Again, a Tideways one. It looks so good. It's really, I don't know, really excited about this one. And I don't think, by the way, Tideways is just giving them away to loyal customers and did I press anything? No. Loyal customers and like people from this contest. I don't think you can buy it anywhere. I'm not sure, but really cool. Yeah, I'm super happy that we had this challenge, and super happy that so many people pitched in, and that we can now close it off. So I still have some things to send around, but that's only the end, and then it's done. We'll keep the challenge page, by the way. We'll keep it here. So if you want to find it, by the way, it's if you go to community here on Tempest, you'll see this one, but I'll paste a link in chat as well if you want to check it out yourself. You can go from here, you can go to all the pull requests and check them out. So folks, thanks for being here and following along. I have to admit, I maybe understand now maybe 20% of what was happening there, but it was really impressive to see. So thank you for following along. I hope you maybe understand a little bit more than I did. But yes, I think the main takeaway, someone mentioned it in chat, never touch integers, always use strings. PHP, man. Yeah, and looking forward to the next one. So don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you the live stream, yes, or the video if you're watching afterwards. But I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.